welcome back. In the last video we cut out all the parts that we need to resize a set of shutters, and we're putting the extra width onto these shutters depending on how wide it is. These thinner parts I'm just using nails and glue, making sure that it's all level and square, and then using a nail punch to punch those nails in, and I'll fill them later. And the wider additions, for the wider windows, I'm using screws and glue to put them together. And I'm pretty happy with that result. It's already looking like one solid piece of timber. Any of the gaps and those countersunk holes I'll fill in, and after that's dried overnight I'm going to run them through this planer thicknesser, and that's going to really make them look like they're just always been the one single piece of timber. So a couple of passes through this saw, through this thicknesser, and we end up with framing members that look like they were originally one piece of timber. But a little bit of sanding doesn't hurt. It doesn't need much sanding because it's already been through the thicknesser, but this is to smooth out any of that filler that I put in to cover up nail holes and where the screws were countersunk in. And as you can see, all looks pretty tidy, and with a bit of paint and primer on that, it will look like it was always the same one single piece of timber. Alright, it's time to assemble them together now. So to do that, to prepare for that, I'm going to clamp everything together with these sash clamps to hold it in place while we start to drill where the screws are going to go in to hold these butt joints together. Now the frames are wide, so these screws need to be countersunk in a fair way, so I'm using a 10mm drill bit and just marking where they need to be countersunk into for them to have a good bite into the rest of the frame. Okay, there's one final bit of cutting to do, and that's filling in these half louver sections by using the table saw at an angle. So I'm just adjusting it to the correct angle to match the pre-routed framing member from the original shutters. There we go. And then just adjusting the fence to the right width, and then we get a part of a louver that should fit perfectly into the remaining space. Okay, now we haven't done anything else to these louvers so far. A good idea is to give the ends a sand, and I found that, you know, over time they've maybe swollen up a little bit, and this helps with reassembling the shutters into their final form. And then I'm giving them a quick sand with an orbital sander. This will help the primer to stick to them. And then finally washing off the dirt of many years in the laundry sink, and actually they came out pretty clean, and they'll be ready to assemble. So here are the materials for our first new shutter, and we'll be assembling that together in the next video. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.